All right, now it's gonna wait for everybody to show up. It's working. First, good morning, cement shoes. I have no idea why it wouldn't work that. Welcome back, Adam. Good morning, Adam, and cement shoes. I'm glad you guys could, switch over to the other one. I have no idea why it wasn't working. It had to be a glitch in the system somewhere. Okie dokie, he's back. Yes, I am. I'm here. Yeah, it wouldn't let me. I couldn't type in anything in the comment section. I couldn't see the comment section. It was everything was just gone. Good morning. Hello again, Karen. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Mary, good morning. That's strange. Sometimes these things just don't work the way they're supposed to work. I don't know, but it's working now. Let's try overlay. Karen Gillette, you haven't had your coffee yet? Overlay's not working. Well, at least on my end, it's. I click on overlay, it should show your comment on the screen, split the screen in half, but it's not doing it. Like right now, half the screen should be me, the other half of the screen should be just your comments instead of it being in a separate comment box, but it's not doing it. You haven't had your coffee yet. I had to go to 7-Eleven for my coffee this morning. Yep. I get a subscription service of coffee every month from Black Rifle Coffee Company, and apparently the UPS driver who normally comes here to deliver the coffee couldn't get in through the gate, so he just decided, nah, you can come pick up your package at the UPS office, and left a notice. What? Yeah, he's a new driver apparently. All he had to do was just drive up to the damn shed, and they would have let him in. How's my knee? It's getting better. It's going to be a long road to recovery. So right now, though, pain wise, this morning, probably at about a 4, so that's pretty good. Um, trying to They have me doing exercises, low impact exercises. I stand behind a chair, hold onto the back of the chair, and lift my legs slowly, and then relax it slow. Do it those in reps of 5 like that. And then on the floor, lay on the floor with a pillow behind my knee, and slowly, like do a slow leg lift, not both legs, but just the one leg. But that helps a little bit. What they're trying to do is make sure that I keep some mobility in the actual joint itself, as opposed to letting it just lock up on its own. So prayers for recovery. Anita, good morning. We once had pneumonia and had a broken ankle at the same time. It was memorable and miserable. I bet it was. Some shoes. Small fries. Good morning. Well, I needed prayers. I have. I'm sorry, Mary. Oh, that's not good at all. I definitely will pray for you, sweetheart. But I always do anyways. I I hope that you are able to find some comfort, and are able to relax and sleep. Rest is the best thing you can do. Gayla, good morning. You only have one lung. Well, one. I'm sorry. That's even worse if you have only one lung, Mary. I'll pray for you for sure. Stephanie Fisher, 7-Eleven cup, Will. Did you use a slight Indian accent when you got that? Who will know who I'm referring to? Abdul? I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of. Good morning, Debbie. Actually, my friend Brian actually works at the 7-Eleven. I stop by there sometimes at night and just to shoot the shit with him because he normally he works graveyard, so he gets off at 5 a.m. So I got this coffee, about 3:40 this morning, somewhere right in there. And of course, it was cold, by now, but I warmed it up in the microwave. But I don't have any coffee beans to grind to make coffee this morning. And the grocery stores don't open until 9. And I'm not going to drive all the way across town to a convenience store to buy a bag of overpriced coffee grounds. So that's like, all right, I'll just go see my friend and get a cup of coffee there. But during the same time period, a cat that had gone missing from the yard that I had thought was dead came back while I had the plaster cast for me. So that's brightened up your mood immensely. Well, I bet. Speaking of cats, cement shoes, I had a cat fall on my head the other day, right here, sitting right here, and the cats are always constantly outside, and I can hear them running on the roof of the studio. Well, my wife's cat had gotten in here and was up. There's a drop ceiling in here, and he had gotten in. Well, yeah, it's a male. He gotten in above the in the drop ceiling, was running around and on the drop ceiling tiles, and he pushed it one in, and it fell down. The tile came down, hit me in the head, and the cat bounced off of me and then ran out of here. It was quite comical. I think the cat now blames me. Existential dread. No coffee, no life. Good morning. I'm generally up that early too. Well, made coffee at 3:45 this morning. I'm like clockwork. I don't even own an alarm clock. Okie dokie. It's if my body for I don't know what the hell the government did to me, but when I was in the service, for some reason, I have stuck to that schedule of waking up every single day at the same time. If I sleep even a minute past it, I wake up in just a panic. But every morning, I wake up at the same time. So I guess it's good for good some things. I mean, I get usually about 2 or 3 hours worth of work in before. Oh, I bumped the tripod there. Move that again. But I usually get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Work in before anybody else gets up. So that's a good thing. At least I'm not going to be bothered. Yeah. So my daughter said she was kind of she's like, oh, tell me you were recording when that happened. I would love to put that on a blooper reel for you. I'm like, don't have it on a blooper reel. It would. I had just I came in here and I'd set the lights up and everything else, and was getting ready to actually film a video which will come out right after this morning's stream. And I was getting ready to set up and had gotten everything pretty much ready, and I was getting ready to do the sound check and the lighting check, and then I hear the cat running around, and I'm like, that cat is inside here, and all of a sudden, zaboom! Everything came down. The poor little kitten. We think that the cat that my wife got, we think that somebody dumped it in the area because it's been here for probably about 2 months now, and it's not a kitten, but it's not full grown adult yet either. So it's That Siamese mix. Beautiful blue eyes. Good morning, Rykart. 18 million views by Monday. Yeah, right. That's the way the internet works, though. Cat videos, they're always popular. Your cat must be a relation of the Cat in the Hat. Sounds just like his shenanigans of all the places could fall. Of course, would be on your head. Yeah, good morning, Red Squirrel. It's actually my wife's cat, but yeah, same thing. I don't know if I don't know if the cat's related to Cat in the Hat, but but he definitely gets himself into things. He's more of like a kitten. He's just curious. I have no idea how he got up there. The only way I can think he got up above the studio here, because you have to picture this from a bird's eye view. This used to be a two-car garage widthwise, and it's a 2.5 car garage, lengthwise. So you could actually park 4 cars in here when it was a garage. So smack in the middle of the entire thing, we built the studio in the middle of it. So there's a 6 foot walk around the entire thing. There's space where you can walk around the entire studio. So it's a square, well, kind of like a square in the middle of the space that used to be a garage. I have another 2 car garage that sits next to this. They're two separate buildings. This garage was built in the early 70s, and the other one is a steel pole building garage that was built in, I think, 1999 or 2000. Long before we ever owned the house. We've only had this place for 3 years now, I think. Carla Ray, good morning, sweetheart. I hope you had a wonderful week. I'm glad you could join us this morning. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. So where's Rykart at this morning? What part of the U.S. are you at? Well, I have arthritis in my spine and hips. What helps me the most in remembering um, what's in motion tends to stay in motion. Don't forget to move. Yeah. Well, my doctor already told me before I had the knee surgery, okie dokie, that my arthritis in my right knee is going to get a whole lot worse. Mainly because I have almost no meniscus left in the knee. So somewhere down the road, probably about 5 or 6 years from now, I'm eventually going to end up with having a complete knee replacement. So, but the arthritis is going to be there. I already have rheumatoid arthritis in both my knees. Oh, you're in Missouri this morning. Our family friend, so it's kind of my wife's from my wife's side of the family. He's kind of like basically a father figure to her. He's a long haul truck driver. I think he's in Oregon right now. I'm not entirely sure. I know it's hard to keep up with him. If it wasn't for Facebook and checking his status on Facebook, I would never know where he is. The show me state, Missouri. Is that what Missouri's a show me state? What's Oklahoma? I thought Oklahoma was the show me state. Can't believe that I'm old, said. Also surprised he got his foot in his mouth through the mummy gauze. Oh, Gala, the ligament replacement. So I had the ACL and the PCL ligaments in my right knee. Both of them were replaced. I had the PCL replaced a month ago, but I tore it before it was ever able to fully heal. So last week when I went in, the day before Thanksgiving, they replaced the ACL and the PCL, both of them. He's like, if I'm going to go in to do the one, and we might as well just replace the other one on top of it. So excruciating pain. The back of my leg looks like they used it as a pinata. It is just it. I am bruised from I'd say about 8 inches above the ankle, from there all the way up the my knee and going up my hip, because they did what, three pain blocks from the hip going down to the knee. Will, I was mocking Biden. Yeah, I got it. Best barbecue is in Missouri. Some of the best barbecue I've ever had, right, Cart, was in Kansas City. But I guess it all depends on what kind of barbecue you enjoy. I like more of a wet barbecue. I guess what they would call it at Kansas City, not like a dry rub barbecue. But I went to this little tiny place. They probably only seat uh, maybe 10 or 15 people. I'm not sure that if I remember the name of it correctly, it was like Mama Mo's or something like that, in Kansas City, and it was some of the best barbecue brisket. Oh my God, it was to die for. But every day they have a line out the door. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It's just constantly people. It's like a line. People go in, they buy their food, and they walk out through the entire thing. But the entire area around there, all you smell is that hickory and the cherry wood that they use for smoking the wood, the meats. Oh God, it was so good. I still want to go back there someday. Can't remember whose chat I was in, but I cracked everyone up calling Biden Robert Durst and the two old men in the balcony in the Muppet Show. Did they serve garlic bread? No, not that I remember. Reichardt, not garlic bread. But they had a little bit of they had phenomenal cornbread. It cornbread, and then they had all the different meats, brisket, ribs, tri-tip. Um, there was chicken on the menu. I wasn't there for that. My friend was like, "You got to try." Um, the they have a basket that they do. It's called it's like a second bits or something like that. It's basically the burnt bits, and they're chopped up. Oh my God, it was so good. And then they have the wet, barbecue sauce you put on top of it. Oh, it's more of a vinegar forward like barbecue sauce. It was so good. But geez, sir, that's got to be at least 10 years now since I was there, and God only knows if the place survived the COVID shutdowns. A lot of places that I used to go to haven't, even locally where I'm at now. Astronaut diapers depends not good enough. I don't think Robert Durst is going to live another year in prison. I mean, what he's already gotten is basically a death sentence since the end. Like they can't execute him fast enough, but he's going to die there, and that's exactly where he deserves to be. buried underneath the prison itself. He killed his ex-wife. We all know it. He killed his friend. What kind of person kills their wife and their best, one of their closest friends? Well, Robert Durst, who confesses to it on an open mic. Robert Durst. Are you still a Seahawks fan? Yes, I am. I always will be. Cement shoes. You know, when it comes to like football fandom, for sports and stuff like that, if a team's winning, great. If they're losing, that sucks. But I don't hold like some diehard legion to the Seahawks or any other sports team. I mean, I enjoy watching sports in person, not so much on television because I hate listening to commentators, talk about, okay, did you see him run? The ones that I used to get a kick out of, and some people will remember this and some people won't, but I used to get a kick out of listening to Howard Cosell. I mean, he was an extreme freaking racist, all right, but that was just the time that he was around. But and he knew better. And they kept on telling him, "Shut your damn mouth! Don't say it." But he would say it anyways. He would say, the most absurd things, during his telecast. But Dirks would be in his fancy ballroom sized bedroom right now if he hadn't approached that director to do the commentary. Yeah. What's your theory on committing the grand jury in Idaho for Lori and Chad? I don't. What would they need to reconvene the grand jury for? Right now, man, I don't know what the hell's going on in that state. I watched the hearing last week, and I'm sitting there and watching it, and I'm like, they're gonna do something right. It I've never seen a case move this slow, and I'm not joking. This is, I mean, I understand it takes time to put things together, for the defense and for the state, but I've never seen a case work this slow. What is going on? Why is it taking so long to get anywhere in this case? I'm not the only one who believes that way either. Charles Bennett, good evening or good morning, sir. Welcome to Morning Chat. I hope you had a wonderful week. The grand jury was reconvened yesterday or the day before for Lori and Chad. And Reichardt, you always love the way Russell Wilson quarterbacks. I think if they were to put a better team around him, I think that he could conceivably go down in history as one of the best quarterbacks ever. He may not end up with in the end of all of it with 10 rings like Tom Brady, but I think he's consistency wise, and for the style that he plays, he's definitely a damn good quarterback. The murder charges were only through October 2021. So by January 2023, it's about 18 months from the murder charges. But okay. Old G. Good morning. Appreciate all you do, my friend. Well, thank you, OG, Old G. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us this morning. No, it's close enough. Okie dokie. I they have to. I mean, let me just say this, okie dokie. When it comes to the Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow and the charges that are against them, if the defense wants to, they could definitely bring up their right to speedy trial. Yes, both of them signed a waiver to waive their rights to a speedy trial, but that only gives them the state so much time to actually then prosecute them and be ready to prosecute them. They can't just say, "Well, we'll give us another year and a half, 2 years from now to to bring this case to trial." They have to do it within a certain time frame. Reconvening the grand jury or prolonging it anywhere out. All the defense has got to say is, "Look, man, we've given you more than enough time. We want to go forward with this case, and we want to go now. Are you ready?" And if the state says no, we're not ready, they could easily see the the charges dismissed with prejudice, which means that the state of Idaho then could not bring forth the charges again. And it doesn't matter if they want to reconvene the grand jury, or whatever they decide to do. Now, I hadn't heard that they had actually, reconvened a grand jury in Idaho. I watched a court case where Mr. Woods, said that they would not be ready for trial until 2023. He said he actually didn't say 2023. He said a year from now, which not a month from now till 2022, but a year 2023. I was just like, what the hell? I mean, I can understand Chad, and Mr. Pryor dragging their feet forever because we know, Mr. Means is going to drag his feet forever. But why does the state need that much time? I mean, if they can't, I go forward on just the murder, of Tammy, and separate the charges away for Ty Lee and JJ. They can make those separate and just go forward with the charges on Tammy. Convict him of that, get him life in prison, and then convict him of the other ones and put the needle in his arm. Why can't they do that? It would be the first time. It wouldn't violate double jeopardy or anything else. So, but it doesn't. It's like a foreign thought to them. It's completely legal in the state of Idaho, so there's no reason why they couldn't do it. And it's just, but there's so many things about the entire case. Why hasn't the judge, at this point, Mr. Boyce, right? I think that's how you pronounce it, Boyce. Why hasn't he said to the defense and to the state, no more motions after this date? Draw a line in the sand. Say, look, this is the date you have to file all your motions, and I'm not hearing any more motion hearings after that unless you have compelling reasons beyond the normal scope to ask for a motion, and we'll have a hearing for it. But I'm not hearing any more of them. He hasn't even done that. It's just like it's an open-ended case. It's just going to go on forever. Yeah, I mean, if the grand jury said that there was more than enough evidence already for murder charges on Tammy, go for that. Separate the other charges off because you're going to convict the two of them together anyways. They've already ruled that they're not going to separate the case, so and then take those charges. Wait for Lori to be restored, which I think is just a huge pile of bull excrement. That she's not competent to stand trial. I think she's really good at manipulating people. Hopefully, the state of Idaho and the Department of Health and Wellness are able to see through that, and I think they will in short order. They'll figure out that she's a lot of what she's doing is just all a game. As long as they're locked up, that's okay. Yeah, They don't want to separate the trials, which means master plan, prior, and means. I'm waiting for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it's going to come down here. And the next thing that we're going to hear out of that case, though, is that Mr. Means is, the state and the court decides to impose Mr. Means, which basically means that they kick him off the case because he is right there. He is skirting that line so close, and that's not my opinion. That's the opinion of other attorneys in the state of Idaho who are, or have a license to practice law in the state of Idaho. Just how close he has come to, pushing that the edge, where the court is going to either have to censure him, they're going to impose him, or they're going to have to do something with him because this case with him is just out of control. And there's no reason for him to do half of what he's doing now, especially in light that he's not even, going through and communicating with his co-counsel. Mr. Archibald's just out there going, what the hell are you doing now? Why are you filing that motion again? They just ruled on that 2 weeks ago. You couldn't do what did you do now? Mr. Archibald has got to be sitting back going, I'm just going to let this slow train wreck, ruin itself, because he's making a complete ass of himself in the court. And that's one thing, isn't it? You can ask any attorney ever, anybody who's ever practiced law. You never want to piss the court off as an attorney. You can push the envelope as much as as possible, but you never want to look bad in the eyes of the court, because if this case, if you destroy your your representation, and you destroy your good name, and you dirty up the court, in essence, it's going to affect you from every case that you ever try from there on out, because the court's not going to forget what you did in that case. And he's right there on the line. Means got his feelings hurt, big baby. I don't see him lasting much longer. He's a complete joke. He's definitely. You have to wonder, did he actually, think that any of what he has been doing is going to be beneficial at all? I mean, there's running up a bill because he's not a private, privately paid attorney anymore. He's, the court has made him, Mr. Means, the court appointed attorney for Lori, because she doesn't have any money to pay him anymore. And he just keeps on submitting bill after bill after bill after bill, trying to run up the, the clock, the debt that is owed to him, and then demanding, hey, why don't you pay me, give me some money? The day that they put a stay on the case, there wasn't much more for him to have to do after that point. But since they put the stay on the case, he's filed 16 motions since then, 5 requests for payment, 16 since they put a stay on the case. What are you doing? Then again, I'm not an attorney, so, and nor do I play one on TV. All I know is that my basic understanding of the law. I'll leave the attorney, jargon and lingo to Scott Reich, however people want to pronounce his name. We can pronounce it the way he says it, or whatever. People always say, well, you're wrong. Scott, crime talk. Gotta run, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Stephanie. You have a great day today, and stay safe out there. We'll see you again soon. Means is like Betamax next to Blu-ray. That's funny, Cement Shoes. Betamax. But there are people here who in this chat who probably do not know what Betamax is. And, and what's Betamax? They know what a VHS tape is, but what's Betamax? Oh, we're dating ourselves there. Next, we're talking about laser discs. Colleen, can't stay long. Getting ready to decorate my tree with your mother. Oh, well, that sounds like fun, Colleen. I mean, I I'd miss this chat for it too, and I'm the one hosting it. That sounds like fun. Unfortunately, you knew. Yeah, Betamax War. I don't even have a VCR anymore. I keep on telling myself, I'm gonna check on Amazon and buy one of those combo players, the DVD and VHS player. We have a Blu-ray player, but and none of our computer. And I was looking at all of our computers the other day, the towers. I got that compressed air stuff, and I was cleaning out, all of our towers, and I was like, that we don't own a single computer in our home except for laptops that have even a drive on them anymore. It's just a thing of the past. They don't have DVD drives and RCW drives anymore. Everything's gone to the digital side. Wonder if Chad has lipstick in his jail yet. Well, do you remember the old car radio dials? Oh, yeah, of course. They called it Colleen. They called it a two stick volume control on off, and one to actually change the station. I have a couple of them, here in my and I think I have two in there, and for some reason, I have a what's the word that I'm looking for here? A compulsion, I guess. Every time I've ever sold a car or a truck or a vehicle or junked it or whatever, gotten rid of it, I've always pulled a stereo out of it as if I was going to put it into another one. So I probably have like six car stereos back on the shelf, some CD players, and a couple of old two sticks, push for balance, treble and bass. I got a 78 Corvette and it has an 8-track player. Holy crap, I'm old. I have some 8 tracks, old G. Uh, See, I have David Bowie's. I can't remember which one of it is, but I've got like Led Zeppelin and a couple. I have like 4 or 5 8 tracks. I had more, but my son got a hold of them when he was a toddler, and then pulled all the tape out of them. But those were someone put them in a cabinet low enough where he got into the cabinet and just destroyed everything that was in it. But these are all records back here. Um, this is the record player. This is the amplifier, and this is it's a six slot cassette player. It plays 6 cassettes at the same time. Where'd my cassettes at? Oh, the cassettes are right here. I had a 78 LTD with a quadraphonic sound. Wow. I have some albums, some quadraphonics, like the Who, in quadraphonic album LP. That was a format that died off pretty quick. Wisdom is something that is, I'm pretty sure, old people just made up because I'm still waiting to put on some Tom Jones. Tom Jones, do you want? See that since I put all the stuff in here, none of it is organized right now. Got the Bee Gees. This is a box set. It's an import from Japan. Best of the greatest groups: Simon and Garfunkel, Carpenters, Peter, Paul, Mary, Bee Gees, Santana, Bread, Partridge Family, Osmonds, Lettermans, and Jackson 5. I know I have Tom Jones in here somewhere. It took me a while to find it though. What's new, Pussycat? Yeah. Oh boy, we are old. Told you you're old. We may be old, but we still have the best music. That's true, small fries. That's very true. I still remember the day that I was out to eat with my wife and my daughter, and I asked the lady what the I go, this is a great radio station that you have the music on, because I was like, I remember all these songs, and she's like, oh, this is the oldies station. I was like, excuse me. I'm like, all the music I grew up on and listening to is now on the oldies station. Great. That's fantastic. Just daily, it would string all out, trying to get it all out without tearing it, using Scotch tape to mend it. Stay alive, stay alive. Morning, Francie. Bee Gees. I have the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. Flashdance. I have soundtracks. Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. I got to go through them all, organize them. I used to have them separated out by artist and by genre and style, but I keep on telling myself, I'm going to go through it, but these ones right here are the ones that I listen to the most. That's got, Van Morrison, Moondance, Doobie Brothers, Jethro Tull. Those are the albums I listen to the most, and that and Led Zeppelin's on the turntable right now. Good morning. I left my Chicago album on a hot radiator, melted away my favorite album. Oh, I'm sorry, Patricia Daly. Chicago. I've got them in there. I got Chicago. A couple of albums, but it's by Chicago. You'd be surprised. So with some of these albums that that we bought, you used to be able to go to like yard sales and people were just basically giving away record albums for the longest time. Nobody wanted them anymore. I've been collecting them my entire life, but now we have like a bookstore locally now that sells records. Like for instance, like this one here. This is the Moody Blues. The Moody Blues album, and this is the two album set. This album, in this condition right now, This is like a $40 album. And it's like, what? I mean, I used to be able to go to a yard sale and pay 50 cents for it. And that wasn't that long ago. You could go to yard sales or thrift stores and find them for $1. You go to Goodwill now, they have them all in a glass showcase where you have to ask to get into them, to actually look at them because they're charging $5, $10 a piece for them, and not even good stuff because all the good stuff's all taken. It all ends up somebody snagged it before it ever ends up out there. All the cassette tapes, 8-track tapes, records are 10 cents at the used store here. Ooh, I gotta go where you are. Not here. You could go to Hot Poop. Hot Poop. Love that store. But they're not. They don't have as many albums, Small Fries, as they used to. Every time I'm down there in Walla Walla, I make a point to stop in. I always buy a T-shirt or something, when I'm there. Cause I'll be down that way again soon because Christmas is coming up, and I have it's one of the quickest ways to get T-shirts for nieces and nephews. For I could order them online, but it's just and it's always a nice drive down there from here from where I'm at. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the name of the store, Hot Poop. It's a record store. They're still there. The other place I used to go to was in Spokane. It was called Nell's, Little Nell's. It was on Division, but my friend bought up the entire inventory of that store, and he's been selling it online now for quite a few years on eBay. Love that album. You name it. I probably have it. A little bit of everything. Love record stores, Pippa Dot. So do I. And that's the thing is as the baby boomers are retiring and they're wanting to relive the nostalgia of their youth. A lot of record companies are actually reprinting records, and actually making records again now. So the technology that people thought, records are dead, no one's ever going to listen to them. Well, they're coming back. You can go on to eBay and you can probably find, you know, 100 different listings for different types of record players, from everything from your cheap piece of garbage, your Crosby's, all the way up to your high end linear record players. Do vinyl sound better than other stuff like CDs? Francie, it all depends. If there are people who, for nostalgic reasons. I mean, to this is my own personal belief. I grew up to listening to music on a record. That's the way I remember it in my head, in in that stereo sound, or that mono, because there was mono and stereo, and that's just the way I listen to music. So this is nostalgic for me, and this is the way I believe the music should be enjoyed. Now, at the same time, you can't beat, the quality, of a digital file of some songs, and songs that have been remastered where they've taken out a lot of like the reverb, or the high end pitch notes and balanced it out more, and remastered some of the songs. You can't beat it. But I think it's more of a personal preference. I mean, I have a huge CD collection myself, and the only CD player that I own is in my truck. The first 45 you had was Frosty the Snowman when you were 3. Hippodot had hundreds of 45, huh? Want to hold your hand. That's a good song. You want to hold cement shoes, personal hand. I think Gene Autry sang it. I loved it so much I would cry. Gene Autry's Frosty's Snowman. Did anyone see Alex Baldwin's interview? No, I did not see Alex Baldwin's interview. So in the interview that Alex Baldwin did he happen to say who he believes is responsible for the mistake? Man, I have a lot of singles by Kansas. I know I have that somewhere. Sonny and Cher. I saw it just the other day. Alex Bald-Headed Eagle. I was looking for something else the other day, and I came across it. Maybe it was inside the house. I mean, this right here, you know, these records. This is only maybe 20% my entire collection. I have so many. I don't know why I have even half of what I have in there. You guys remember these? This records like this that used to come in actual in magazines. This one is Kenny Rogers' Greatest Hits, Finest Performance. You know, in an actual magazine itself. Another one. This is Winston Churchill, but Babar. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Wow. Just makes me roll your eyes. He's so entitled. Kiss. Beatles, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Isley Brothers, Chris Christopherson, the Turtles, Jan and Dean, Beach Boys, the Zombies, and I have no idea because it's blank. It's got to be in the house because I know I have a whole collection of Disney albums inside the house. I never liked Alec Baldwin, but Adam Baldwin because he played Animal Mother in Full Metal Jacket. Lost respect for him. I don't know. When it comes to Alec Baldwin, I don't know if I had any respect for him or have any less respect for him now. I mean, I've seen him. I've seen him in a couple of movies that I liked him in as an actor. I, I don't know if I have respect necessarily for an actor or an actress, over another. I don't know them personally, uh, so it's kind of hard to lose respect for somebody you don't know. From my perspective, you may be able to, or say, well, you know what, I don't like this person because the way that they act. And a lot of people out there, I don't necessarily agree with the way that they act, but I have to respect the talent that they have. That's true. That was disgusting. Cement shoes. You're absolutely right there about that, and about him, going off on his ex-wife, in some of the things that he has said about her publicly. You know, uh, yeah, that definitely crossed the line. Yes. I mean, I don't like who Mel Gibson is as an individual, but I like some of the movies that he's done. Repugnant thing that he did. Yeah. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. It's still not working. I want to try to see if I can get the overlay to work. One person will not watch Tom Cruise. Your one person won't watch Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is nuts. If you guys want to watch a really good movie that's on Netflix, um, watch The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phillips Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, not Phillips. Phoenix. That's a really good movie. It's on, you can watch it on Netflix right now. Give you a lot of insight into their belief system. Then I liked a couple of it movies, especially Conspiracy Theory and Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock. Yeah, Master about insane L. Ron Hubbard. It, I don't know how much of it is really the truth, but from what I've read online and what uh, Leanne Remy said, that the movie The Master hits pretty close to um, giving you an idea of what L. Ron Hubbard was like at the time that he founded the Church of Scientology and what he was really trying and aiming for. So I don't know, like Cruise is collateral damage, but I watched it because Jamie Foxx was in it. I like Cruise in Risky Business. I mean, who didn't like Risky Business? That isn't that every high school boy's dream is to be a pimp. I'm joking, but Risky Business wasn't that bad. Top Gun, Top Gun was okay. I mean, it's not my type of movie, but it was Julia Roberts. I have a short coming out on Julia Roberts. I just finished a short for Will Smith, Julia Roberts. Those will be coming out this week. If I can get it off the stupid printer. Ah. And then I have one on Jennifer Aniston and Tom Hanks as well. Those will be next week. But this coming week, Will Smith and um, Julia Roberts this week. My mom likes the movie Risky Business, but I can't stand it. Stand that posturing shrimp dancing around in his underwear. Weird Science. Weird Science was a good movie. Weird Science. Now I got the song in my head. Caleb, good morning. Oh, thank you, Caleb. I almost never tell anybody about my Patreon or channel membership, or even that I sell fan gear, like swag, t-shirts, hats, mugs, stuff like that, um, tumbler glasses, but I would somebody commented the other day about it. They're like, I had no idea that you even had fan merchandise, and I'm like, yeah, I have. I've been selling stuff with Teespring for close to 10 years. It's been a love-hate relationship, but when they work right, they work right. When they don't, they don't. And I guess they had a shake-up within the company itself, and they're no longer called Teespring. They're just Spring now. But they say they're going to fix all the issues that have plagued the company over the last like 5 years. And there have been some serious instances with them that were just totally messed up. It's like, an item would be ordered on a Thursday, they wouldn't process it until the following month, and then they would 2 weeks from then they would print it and ship it out. So it'd take like a month and a half for you to get, anything that you ordered from them. They say they're getting a lot better and a lot more, a lot quicker at the turnaround time from the time that it's ordered. Because what spring is it's print on demand. So, Will, I have two of your thin blue line T-shirts. I want to offer them again, Gala, but so the designs for the thin blue line shirts, and thank you again for purchasing those. Um, I was going to have bunker branding um, take over my you know fan gear, fulfillment for all the stuff, shirts, hats, and alike. And I was going to stop offering coffee mugs and tumbler glasses. But I don't know what we're going to do yet. It's one of those things where we sank so much money into the design work. It would probably be almost impossible at this point to recoup what we spent. But I don't make much money on it. It's like most of the t-shirts and hats I make, $2 or $3 from each one. But people like it, like the items. I like my coffee mugs. Well, good. I saw merch first time last night. I wanted to get the Guitar Man shirt. And not many of them left. I'm surprised that they're selling out quick. There are only 30 that are offered, and I think they started off in 9 different colors. I think there's only like 4 or 5 colors left. They keep on selling. I've got one here. It's on the chair next to me. This is what it looks like. This is what she's talking about, the Guitar Man. It's me. But I ordered this as a sample. I don't even think the military green is off. I don't think there's any of them left in that color because there's only. Oh, damn it! I threw the thing over there on the other chair. Oh, think I can get it? No. Yeah, whatever. But there are only 30 of them were available because Teespring, Spring, they only had a limited quantity of that style and that fit. It's usually a higher premium T-shirt, but they offered them to creators at a reduced discount level. So basically, like getting rid of the end of that line of that shirt, they don't offer that manufacturer of the shirt anymore. Now it's all tagless, but these actually have tags in them. But you can snip it out with a pair of scissors. You sell bras too, right? Francie, no, I don't. I really do not think that they actually ever looked at who I was. I think what they did, they were suggested. What? All right, so there's a thing through YouTube. It's called Brand Source, and what Brand Source does is they make a list of, okay, you want to advertise your item and you want to get it in front of automotive. Say maybe you have an automotive YouTube channel, and you do repair videos. Well, they'll pitch your channel and your content out to, they'll put you on a list for, say, an auto parts store, is looking for somebody to do a pitch for them, or a product placement for their auto parts store. And so you're on a list, and they just go down. They go, okay, this is their demographic. This is where they are. Listed wise. This is their fan base. Males, females, age wise, and so on and so forth. Down a graph. I think that's how my name got pitched to that bra company. Is they didn't look at who I was personally. They just looked at, okay, this person has this kind of, this is their viewership audience, this is the age group, and that's where they're trying to target their actual ads, is to the, obviously females, and in a certain age group. And I was on that list somewhere. But I cracked up laughing so hard when I got that offer. But it's only the second time that that somebody, a company like that, have reached out and wanted me to advertise for their company. Yeah, I shouldn't say second time. It's the second time that a larger deal like that has come my way. I get companies all the time who will send me samples of different products in the mail to my PO box. They're like, "Hey, we want you to pitch this item for us." I'm like, "Not going to do it. If I don't use the item, and I don't agree with the company policy, or who you are as a company, I'm not going to pitch your product. It'd be disingenuous of me to sit here and tell you, hey, everybody, why don't you go to AMPM today to get your dollar refills on sodas, and don't worry about diabetes. You know, I just won't do it. If Red Bull wants to pitch their product, yeah, I do it because I drink their product. I use their product and I like their product. I mean, that's basically diabetes in a can, but well, at least you're still active, attracted to females. That's true. Are most of your subscribers female, Gayla? Oh yeah. Um, the demographic of my viewership and subscribers. I'll tell you really quickly. I'll give you the actual numbers because I have nothing to hide. Go to my channel, and then go click on my analytics audience. Yeah. All right. See. So first off, 79.3% of all the people who are watching this live stream right now are not subscribers. 79.3% of you are not subscribers. 86.3% of my audience are female. 13.7 obviously are male because that makes the 100. My largest viewership is kind of, it breaks it down like in different groups, like 13 to 17, 18 to 24, and so on, all the way up to 65 plus. And I have two main groups of age wise of viewership. Those are in the 25 to 34, and then in the group of 45 to 54. That's where my largest audience is, and those are both respectively over 30%, 31.4 and 35.3% of my audience is in that demographic. So am I. Cement shoes. So am I. And it's when we actually looked at the um, analytics for my channel and compared it with other channels that people who I am friends with, who have about the same subscriber count, the same viewership, a lot of cross demographic viewership between my content and theirs. um, they're right around 40-60 percent, 40% men, 60% women, where it's completely the opposite direction. with my channel. I'm, in the 80%, women, less than 20% men. It's all right though. Maybe the women just enjoy my content better. Maybe there's something to all this. Maybe they just enjoy the honesty more. I don't know. I've tried different things to to appeal to the more male audiences, but maybe it'll work out, maybe it'll change. But lifetime wise, it's been pretty much the same. I've never been able to get to the 50% like of any stream. I've never been able to balance it out more male female. You know, it's just the way I guess it all goes. Well, thank you, Francie. I'm me though. I'm kind, but I'm me. I don't know how to be, anything other than who I am. Dang it. I was fishing for eligible bachelors. Not. You are real. Cute, Will. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand, and that, nor do I ever really want to go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out what, you know, drives certain viewers. I know when it comes to suggestions, I know you can YouTube says their algorithm doesn't pick who they push content out for. If I made a testosterone laden video, they would still push that out to more women than they would to men. We've done it. We've made videos where the content is aimed directly at a certain demographic. The keywords, the thumbnail, the tags, the video itself is aimed directly at just men. And again, 80% of the viewership was women. And those who got pushed out to, again, were mainly just women. You know, I don't know, I understand it. Nor do I want to. Because you could go absolutely, bat shit nuts, trying to figure out some of these numbers and what they all mean. I just want to do my thing. Good morning, Tracy Ann. I don't like rude men who cuss and demean people. I don't either. I think we're both in the same boat there, small fries. There's no reason for that. Treat others as you wish to be treated. The golden rule. Females interested in true crime all start with Charlie's Angels. Pippadot, what's up for today? Not much, Pippadot. I'm going to finish this stream, and then I've got the two shorts that I need to make for not this coming week, but for the following week. The one on Tom Hanks and Jennifer Aniston. I have a video that is set to launch as soon as this stream is over with, which is in about 20 minutes. We're going to wrap this up. Some creators are just plain and rude and nasty. Yeah, and small fries. A lot of that actually, unfortunately, you would think that it would be detrimental to their growth, and but people want to actually see that. It's just like drama. Drama sells in the short term, but in the long term, it destroys the actual channel and the creator who puts out the content like that. And even if it doesn't destroy the actual creator itself, it has to. It has to affect the actual individual, but maybe it doesn't affect the actual channel. I just refuse to do it. I don't want to fight with people. I've got better things. None of us are guaranteed a tomorrow. I could be sitting here, and finish up the stream and try to, walk out of here and have a massive heart attack and die. Knock on wood that it doesn't, but it could happen. I'm not guaranteed it tomorrow. You're not a guaranteed it tomorrow. We do the best we can with what time we have, and so I don't deal with the drama and all that other stuff that's out there fighting with other channels for views. I don't get it, and trust me, I mean, people have taken shots at me a lot in the 3 years that I've been doing this now, a lot. Make videos about me, steal my content, mock me. I've seen it all. I got interested in crime after I fought off a man who tried to break into my home when you were 13 years old. Wow. Francie, what time does this Saturday start stream? What time does it start? This stream starts every single Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now, you have to adjust that to whatever time zone you're in, but Pacific Daylight Time. So true, Will. I guess God's the only one with the etch and sketch. You can't take back the unkind things. This is true, but you can make amends for them. And some of the people who've taken shots at me over the last 3 years, down the road, they've apologized for what they've done, what they've said, and I wholeheartedly accept their apology. I don't call them out. I don't have time for that. There are a couple that here and there that I have because nobody wants to see people lie about them on the internet and spread rumors and stuff about them. But some people love the drama. They can't live without it. You started early this morning? Yeah. It's supposed to start at 8, but oh wow, they apologize. That's nice. Some of them, Caleb. Some, not all. Nowhere near all of them. Some of them never see any fault in what they've done. They don't care what they've done to other people, and they'll trespass upon anybody. They'll sell their own mother down the river for $1. And you'd be surprised. Being able to forgive is such a great thing. It is. Forgive, but never forget. I can forgive, but I will never forget. And those who have trespassed upon me in the past, I remember that they did it. I can forgive them, and wholeheartedly, forgive them for what they did. But I am never going to forget that they did it because in a couple of the cases they've apologized, and then they maybe a week or so or a month later down the road they wanted back, then now that they've apologized, they wanted back into my good grace, and they wanted me to help them with their content or help them grow their viewership. I'm not going to do it. I've already made that mistake once. Not going to do it. So you live and learn. Live and learn. Accept the apologies and the trespasses upon you, but never forget. Good morning, Mario. I'm different. I forget what people did, but remember, I'm pissed off at them, so it must have been something. Lost trust is hard to earn back. It is true, Mario. Especially if the offender is mentally ill or an alcoholic or something. Yeah. Oh boy. And I got a nephew who He's been addicted to methamphetamines for quite a few times, years, and he's destroyed everyone around him and burned every possible bridge around him. He put together 7 years of sobriety, was clean for 7 years, but he's back on it again. And just as the family was finally, somewhat able to accept him and allow him around again, and right back to square one. We're all back to the same point we were, as if he never had it in that 7 years. We can hope and pray that he gets the sobriety again, but it's hard when you're dealing with somebody who has a substance abuse issue, because I'm going to lump alcoholism and drugs all together. It's hard. It's extraordinarily hard to be able to trust that person. And my heart goes out to anybody who's ever had to deal with addiction personally, or has had to deal with a family member or a friend who has been addicted. It's not easy. Not easy at all. Mental illness. Yeah, that's a whole another ball game, Francie. I want to make beef stroganoff today, but I don't have any stew meat. Well, you can make it with hamburger. I've made beef stroganoff with hamburger meat. Um, you could also do it with lunch meat too, more like a chip beef stroganoff. Chocolate is your addiction. It's a good addiction to have there, Gayla. It's a good addiction. Ooh, chicken, that might be good. I have no idea what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. It's my turn to make dinner, but I have no idea what I'm going to make. I mean, it's only 8:40 in the morning here where I am right now, so trying to decide what I'm going to make for dinner quite a few hours from now before I have to think about it. But I do have to go to the store today, and I get to ride around in one of those electric carts because there's no way I'm walking into a grocery store and then walking around to actually do grocery shopping. That ain't happening. Are you calling me old? You're raising 4 grandchildren. Scary Nona, welcome. I didn't see you either until just now. Ooh, homemade meatball subs. Ooh, that sounds good. Hmm. Might think about that with a freshly made marinara, some mozzarella. I got a whole big tub of mozzarella balls that I got from Costco. That sounds good. Just got here. Greetings to all. I'm Chair Detective MI5. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Every woman should have a will in their life. Well, thank you, Armchair. I appreciate it. We're all coming over, small fries, make lots. You better start baking that bread. Get it in the oven. Yep. I'm making the sauce from scratch. Wow, that's good. That sounds great. I mean, I'd eat one right now. I haven't even had breakfast yet. Haven't had breakfast. Haven't had. I've had a cup of coffee. caffeine, tobacco, and here shortly I'm going to have my Red Bull, and then I'm going to have to, after the Red Bull in the stream. I'm making either beef or chicken tacos and Spanish rice for dinner. Ooh, that sounds good. A few months ago, I had Mexican chocolate ice cream. Have to go back and have some more. I've never had that, Mario. What are you going to have for breakfast? I don't know, Francie. I have no idea. Nobody's here. I mean, I might make myself a couple scrambled eggs and an English muffin, but I have no idea. Heck, I could go out for breakfast, but I don't know. Don't know. I mean, I got a whole house full of food, so I definitely could make myself something for breakfast, but you get that troll? Was there a troll in here? Hash browns? I love hash browns as long as they're cooked right. I want my hash browns, I don't want them soggy in the middle. I want them, crispy. My husband baked me a blueberry apple German pancake. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm having boiled eggs, boring but quick. That sounds good, actually. Boil a couple of hard-boiled eggs. I might have a couple of hard-boiled eggs and half a grapefruit. Kyle Rittenhouse troll? Well, I never saw him. Must have gotten rid of him before I saw him. Thank you. Yeah, Rittenhouse trolls are everywhere. The newest thing is people. Well, not really new. I mean, it's been happening. Oh shit! I forgot to turn the camera on. But one of the newer things I've seen a lot more recently is people cloning other people's accounts. So and we've run into this with at least two people I know of from who are normally in the stream. They've cloned either the picture that they're using as their icon, and then trying to pick a name that's close or the exact name of somebody else. So and we've seen it a couple of times on my friend's stream. I was there. I wasn't actually on the stream, so I was off camera, but I was there while he was doing his stream. And we had a guy who normally comes in. He goes by the name of Dave 34 or something like that, or 43. But the guy's he's a level-headed. He might ask kind of bizarre questions. My friend's channel is about automotive and small engine repair. But this guy came in. He said, "Hey, good morning." He read his question. He answered his question, and then the next thing this person was saying was, "Go f yourself." He was talking to other people, in the chat. And then another day 34 with a different icon appeared, and we're like, "How is it that there are two of them with the same name at the same time?" But it was a troll who had cloned, the icon and a name that was close. So when you glance at it, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, K-Love, I would know K-Love, but I wouldn't necessarily recognize 5343. But I know who K-Love is. And that's what they do is they'll use the K-Love in a picture that kind of looks like what K-Love's is there, and then it's somebody else completely different. But that's what some of the trolls are doing, and then you have to figure out, well, which one do you block? Which one's the real account and which one is the fake account? and then you block it, and then they just come right back and pick a different name, and then a different name, and a different name, until YouTube actually decides to really crack down and do something about it, which is ridiculous. They could, they can, but they don't. My husband drinks fully caffeinated coffee on the weekend. I enjoy food, but he doesn't stop talking for ages. Sorry. I'm sure my wife says the same thing about me. I get going and I don't stop. That pic from a camera that I took of the night sky, can they copy that? Caleb, they can copy anything, or they'll copy something that looks so in that time. We're only seeing this tiny little circle, and it may look something like that. Maybe it'll just be like the colors. I'm using you as an example, sweetheart. I'm not saying that there's somebody who's copying you, um, you know, but they can they copy the name or get as close to the name as they can, because you can't have two accounts that have the same exact name. Well, unless it's like, if it's the name of a person, you can have multiple, Dean Smiths, and different icon pic, all with the same picture. But they try to act like the other person to get into the grace of the community, or they try to come up on a panel. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing panels. That, and if anybody remembers the Butt Man, we had a guy who used to come up on streams, and you'd look at him and like, oh, okay, you click on it to allow the person into on the panel, and then the next thing you know, you're looking at someone's ass because they were wearing a tutu or something else. They do something else bizarre, but we called him the Butt Man. He got quite a few of us there in the beginning for a couple of times. I know who he is now. Unfortunately, copied my avatar. It's not copyrighted. Will, are you done with surgery? For now, Francis, yeah, Francie. For now, I am done with knee surgery and everything. Hopefully, you know, uh, cross my fingers, knock on wood, that I won't have to have anytime soon. But my doctor already, we've already had the discussion that maybe down the road eventually I'm going to end up needing a complete knee replacement of my right knee, because I have almost no meniscus left, and once the meniscus is gone, then it's just going to be bone on bone, and that there's only so much, so long you can go with the pain of dealing with that. If they're going to go in to replace and put an artificial meniscus in, you know um, do these are we going to be able to catch it before I do too much damage to the bone itself? There's a whole list of different things there. So, but for now, to answer your question, yes, I am done with surgery. I'm doing everything the doctors have told me to do, limiting, motion and everything else, that unless I'm doing the exercises, and they're very low impact exercises that they have me doing, and it's basically just to keep the joint, moving, but not actually putting any stress on it. I'm not carrying any weight or doing anything else extra. I'm certainly not golfing. I want to, but I can't. As long as you're not in pain and allowed on the golf course. Well, I'm always allowed on the golf course. I'm a member of the place where I play, but I can't golf. Um, just standing, right now and trying to put equal weight, balance on both legs, not happening. Not happening. It was a pug for a time. Well, maybe in about a month or so from now, I'll be able to swing a golf club. But where I am, the month of December and January are the coldest months of the year. December and January. February, it's not unheard of to get snow where I am when we do get snow, which is very rarely. We get snow in more in January and February than we do in November, October, November, December. You should be getting daily PT. I will be in a couple of weeks, Francie. I will start physical therapy in a couple of weeks. But we have to wait for the ligament and everything else. They have to wait time for that to heal. Um, Next Friday on the is that the ninth or is it Thursday? It's the ninth. I think Thursday is the ninth. But on Thursday the ninth, I'm getting my stitches removed on Thursday. Then and then my doctor and physical therapist. I've already been to the appointment. I had one like a consultation with a physical therapist. They're going to set me up with a 1 year membership at a local gym, so I can work with a physical therapist there at the gym. And this lady she's got a degree in sports medicine and something else, but she's going to help me rebuild the strength back in my leg, and do it without doing any further damage. So, but not daily, but it's happening. For right now, the physical therapy that I'm doing myself is just basically, leg lifts, and then another one where I stand behind a chair and I slowly, bend, slowly raise and lower bending of the knee. So, but that's not daily; that's every other day. My son just moved to Colorado for work from Arizona, so he's making quite the adjustment. Colorado. Whereabouts in Colorado, Caleb? My sister lives about 15 or so miles outside of Denver. She used to live in Greeley in Fort Collins area, but now she's outside of Denver. Nope. It was all inclusive in one giant bill. Hey, I don't have to pay for the rest of it. I hope insurance pays for it. Francie, my total bill for the ligament replacement, the multiple MRIs, X-rays, all of it, the follow-up doctor's appointments, everything, all inclusive. My total bill is just under $6,000. That's my portion. The insurance paid 80% across the board on everything. Some things they paid 100% on, other things they only paid 80% on. But 80% is about the average that they paid. 80%. Loveland? Huh. I'm not familiar with that area. Will is doing ballet now. There's, as funny as it is, but there's in high school, I never played football, but the coach always wanted me to, but I never did. But I played soccer, and I was also on with a traveling kind of like a semi-pro soccer team after high school. Excuse me. It's called State Select. But they basically they pick members, players from all different divisions, and the best of the best from all over the state, and they made teams out of them. But we actually took ballet because it helps you a lot with balance and understanding, flexibility and everything else. And it does pay off. And now, they've introduced a lot of yoga and stuff like that. From high school levels all the way up to college and professional players. So it's kind of funny, but that would be doing ballet because of the the exercises. But I get it. I'm glad we have the NHS here. What is NHS? National Health something studies? I don't know. Why would you say no to football? I would too. I just what it wasn't. I was busy, and so in high school, the reason why I didn't play football was it wasn't because I didn't want to. Just I had other activities that I was doing. I was traveling 3 days a week for soccer, and some games would be 150, 170 miles away just for a game on the weekends. And that was busy enough the way it was, but they wanted me to play, and I would go and I'd practice with them because especially since and work out with the in the weightlifting room and stuff like that with the high school players who were playing football, but it just wasn't my thing. I could have, just didn't want to. My two youngest were born while we were in the military. One cost $14.28. The other one was $23.97. You kept their bills for their baby books. Oh, that's cute. My daughter was born just after I got out of the service, and my son, well, a long time after, because the two of them are 18 years apart. 18 years apart. Well, you taking off, Pippadot? You have a great day. Thank you for stopping in. I got about another 12 minutes. Well, not even 12 minutes. No, 2 minutes. I got to look at the clock. 1 hour, 48 minutes. Yep. Tomorrow night, trivia, 7 p.m. It's music again. Every Sunday night is going to be music trivia from here on out. And then after the new year, on every other Friday, I will have crime trivia. So I will do a new live stream on Fridays. Then there will be the Saturday, and then there will be a Sunday. But at the crime trivia is every other week. It's not every single Friday. Every other Friday. I'll once we get closer to the end of the year, I'll put out a schedule in the community tab to let everybody know when certain content is coming out and everything else to keep everybody addressed to. Hey, this is when this is coming out, and this is when this is not. So keep an eye on the community tab. I post there a lot. You're 18 years apart from your hubby. He's the younger one. There you go, Gayla. Huh? Robbing the cradle, sweetheart. There's see, between me and my wife, there is almost 7 years. Almost 7 years between the two of us. Francie's cat was $5. Faithful one, good morning and welcome to the stream. We're just about to end this though, here, sweetheart. I've got to take off. I have a video that's set to launch as soon as I end this stream this morning, and I'm out of time. I have to get skedaddling because the other video is going to launch either way because I already have it set on a timer. So you overslept? Well, you can watch it and rewind, faithful one. But Everyone, I want to say thank you again for everybody who has stopped in this morning and, listened to me ramble on about nothing at all like I normally do. I really appreciate you all being here today. Thank you again. And I hope you all have a wonderful day today and a great weekend if you can't make tomorrow night's trivia. So, again, everyone, thank you. You stay safe out there. Here's a picture of my apple blueberry pancake. Ooh, oh, geez, that looks great. I'm hungry now. I think I might go find myself a meatball sub somewhere. Blessings to you all. Yes. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.